They are overwhelmed with regret, realizing how much they missed the chance to connect with you when you were completely and selflessly in love with them. They wish they had allowed themselves to be emotionally open and vulnerable, but instead, they held back, letting their fears and uncertainties get in the way. Now, in your absence, they miss every little thing about you, the way you smiled at them, your kind words, the way you made them feel understood and valued. Even the smallest details that once seemed insignificant are now etched in their memory, replaying over and over, each one bringing a fresh wave of remorse and reminding them of all they have lost. Their self-reproach runs deep, mixed with a simmering anger toward themselves for not appreciating what they had when it was right in front of them. They can't shake the feeling that they took you and your love for granted. Looking back, they see how they held back from you, shielding themselves instead of being open and reciprocating fully. They're beginning to realize the impact this must have had on you, understanding how painful it must have been for you to give everything without receiving the same in return. It's a harsh truth they can't escape. Their lack of emotional investment and refusal to be fully present has left them with a hollow ache. They are haunted by thoughts of what could have been, painfully realizing that they may never find someone who loved them as selflessly as you did. This realization is jarring, as they now understand that no matter how long they search, they may never encounter someone who could love them with the same intensity, honesty, and generosity that you did. In the moments they shared with you, there was a warmth, a feeling of home that they didn't fully appreciate at the time. They now see that they failed to give you the time, care, and attention you deserved, and it feels like an irreversible mistake. It's almost unbearable to think about how they allowed such a rare and beautiful connection to slip away, the very person who brought light into their life and supported them without expecting anything in return. You were a gift, a blessing, and they failed to treasure that. One of the hardest truths they must confront is their unfamiliarity with true, unconditional love. They had never felt that kind of love before, so they assumed that even your love must have come with conditions, that it couldn't be as pure as it seemed. But with every gesture, every selfless act, and every patient word, you showed them otherwise. You proved that your love was genuine, that it came without strings, and that you cared for them simply for who they were. This realization is staggering as they now see how their assumptions and insecurities led them to misinterpret the purest love they had ever known. These reflections bring tears to their eyes as they remember the moments they shared with you. The memories are vivid, almost painfully so, filled with laughter, quiet understanding, and the warmth of truly being known by someone. The longing they feel is intense, as if they could somehow reach out and touch the past, return to the days when you were still there, loving them in a way no one else ever had. They are overwhelmed by the desire to go back, to right their wrongs, and to show you the vulnerability and commitment they couldn't offer before. But reality reminds them that time has passed, and their chance may be gone. They now see what they had with you as rare and irreplaceable. The emptiness left by your absence is a constant reminder of the void they created through their own actions. They are beginning to understand that love like yours doesn't come around often, and that it may never come again. This intense sense of longing, this constant ache to be near you, to hear your voice, and to feel the warmth of your presence, is something they can't seem to escape. With each passing day, it only grows stronger. They are left to wrestle with the realization that failing to reciprocate your love and devotion was the greatest mistake of their life. They now see, perhaps too late, that you were their sanctuary, their guiding light, and they failed to appreciate the treasure they had. The pain of this loss lingers, a heavy burden they carry as they confront the depth of what they let slip away. The idea of moving forward feels overwhelming, knowing they may never again encounter a love as pure and steadfast as yours. They cling to memories that bring both solace and heartache, holding tightly to the remnants of your connection, knowing those moments were genuine, even if they didn't value them at the time. They yearn deeply for another chance to make things right, but recognize, in some corner of their heart, that their greatest lesson may be to never again take for granted someone who loves them so completely and unconditionally as you once did. When you walked away, it felt as if a part of their world shattered, a moment of pain more profound than they ever anticipated, cutting deeply to their very core. It wasn't just the sadness of losing you, even temporarily, it was also the unexpected sting to my pride. At first, my ego was bruised, and I found myself questioning everything. How could someone I cared about so deeply choose to leave me? But as time passed and I worked through the emotions, I began to see things more clearly. I realized your decision came from a place of strength and courage. You weren't willing to settle for less than what you deserved, and I now understand it was an act of self-respect and self-love. Though the initial pain was sharp, it gave way to a profound respect for you that took root in my heart. Your courage to stand up for what you believed was right left an indelible mark on me. The choice you made to walk away when things weren't as they should be spoke volumes about your character. It showed me how deeply you value our connection, enough to insist it be built on something genuine and worthy. I've come to admire that courage because it forced me to take a hard look at myself and how I approach relationships. You've taught me that true connection is built on dignity and integrity, not just comfort or convenience. Since that moment, I've come to realize so much more about what it means to truly value someone and to build something meaningful. I need to become someone who embodies the same level of respect and responsibility that you bring to our relationship. I can no longer remain passive, I must take an active role in shaping our future and leading us toward a positive direction. The transformation you've undergone since we parted has only solidified this realization. I see that you are stronger, more resolute, and deeply aware of your worth. It's as if you've drawn a line in the sand, making it clear that you won't accept anything less than the best from me. In many ways, this is both a challenge and a gift. Your actions have shown me that if I want to be a part of your life again, I must be willing to make genuine, meaningful changes. I need to grow, to prove to you that I understand your expectations and am fully capable of meeting them. I need to show that I can honor and protect the bond we share, guiding it toward a future that reflects the best of what we can achieve together. The clarity you've given me has extended far beyond just us, it has reshaped how I see the people around me. Those I once considered friends or even loved ones have revealed their true intentions. It's painfully clear now that many were never truly on my side, but were using me for their own gain. This realization has been both heartbreaking and liberating. I can now see how I was blinded by illusions, unable to distinguish those who genuinely valued me from those who were only looking out for themselves. Through this journey of growth and self-reflection, I've come to understand that I was neglecting the one person who offered me true loyalty and love, you. While I was caught up in superficial connections, I failed to recognize and cherish the depth and purity of your commitment. You gave me everything without expecting anything in return, and it deeply saddens me that it took me so long to understand the significance of that. Regret weighs heavily on me now, knowing that I failed to trust the one person who truly cared for me, who stood by me with unwavering loyalty and love. Despite my mistakes, I need you to know just how much you mean to me. From the very first moment we met, you captured my heart in a way no one else ever has. You are, and always have been, the only person who truly understands me on every level. There's a part of me, a vulnerable, often hidden part, that feels at peace when I'm with you. You're the only one who can quiet my inner turmoil and make me feel like I truly belong. Looking back on everything that's happened, I realize now that I needed this time apart to fully understand the depth and gravity of what we share. I needed to lose you, even temporarily, to truly understand that I must change, to become someone worthy of you and the bond we share. You've shown me that real love demands bravery, patience, and growth. Now, I am ready to do the work to become the person you deserve, to lead our relationship with the respect and responsibility it needs. Thank you for having the strength to step back when things weren't right, for showing me the power of true self-respect, and for inspiring me to grow. You've been the catalyst for a transformation I didn't realize I needed, and for that, I will always be grateful. My hope now is to rebuild our connection on a foundation of honesty, respect, and renewed commitment. You are my guiding light, my source of peace, and the one who has taught me what it means to love authentically. I sense that your partner is thinking about you with a surprising intensity, reflecting on the self-control and resilience you've shown over time. They're both puzzled and in awe of how you've stepped back, no longer reaching out or taking the lead in your connection. This change has left a profound impact, marking a turning point in how they view your strength and the depth of your resolve. It's as if you've created a space between you that has allowed them to truly grasp what they're missing. Now, they're beginning to realize just how much they long for the dynamic you once shared and the comfort of your presence in their life. In the silence, they find themselves drawn to memories of the times you spent together, replaying those moments over and over in their mind. They're captivated by how naturally and deeply you connected, as though the two of you were perfectly attuned to the same wavelength. It wasn't merely physical attraction or fleeting affection, they felt an intense, unshakable energetic bond with you that lingers even now, long after your interactions ceased. This realization fills them with a deep longing to relive those beautiful moments with you again. In their eyes, you represent something rare and irreplaceable, something they cannot find or recreate with anyone else. It's not just nostalgia but a genuine yearning to return to the happiness and warmth they felt with you. To them, you've become one of the purest and most meaningful connections of their life. As they reflect on the special place you hold in their heart, they are struck by how seamlessly you fit into their world. Your presence felt natural, like the missing piece of a puzzle they hadn't even realized was incomplete until you came into their life. You made them feel understood and cherished in ways few others ever could. They now understand that the connection you shared is one of a kind, and the thought of someone else stepping into your place feels not only impossible but unbearable. You are a unique presence in their life, a kind of partner they never expected to find but now can't imagine living without. They're beginning to realize that you might truly be the only one for them, someone who understands them on a profound level and stands beside them with a natural, enduring connection. Even though they've tried to suppress these feelings, it hasn't worked. They may have attempted to distance themselves from the connection, perhaps even convincing themselves they could move on and forget about you. Yet, despite their efforts, thoughts of you keep resurfacing, bringing an undeniable sense of comfort and warmth to their heart. It's almost as if thinking about you is the only thing that truly soothes them. No matter how hard they try to push you out of their mind, memories of you bring a calm and fulfillment that nothing else can replicate. You've become an irreplaceable source of peace and joy, a reminder of what it feels like to be deeply connected and understood. This realization is beginning to dismantle the walls they once built, revealing just how integral you are to their happiness. At one time, they might have convinced themselves that their feelings for you were fleeting, a passing infatuation that would fade with time. They may have told themselves, and even tried to believe, that what they felt wasn't real or wasn't as significant as it seemed. But the truth is, their feelings run much deeper and are far more genuine than they were willing to admit. What they feel for you goes beyond mere attraction or a momentary connection. It is profound and undeniable, a bond they can no longer ignore or dismiss. Now, they are beginning to confront the truth they once denied. When they lied to you about the depth of their feelings, downplaying what they truly felt, it wasn't an easy choice. They likely thought that pushing you away or pretending it was just a fleeting moment would make things easier for both of you. But in doing so, they inflicted an immense amount of pain on themselves. In the quiet moments, away from the gaze of others, they have wrestled with the consequences of their actions, realizing just how much you mean to them and how much they've lost by not being honest with themselves, or with you. They feel the weight of their actions, realizing they were concealing a truth that only deepened their heartache. In their silence, they may have shed tears, grappling with the repercussions of their words and the loss of someone who held such a profound place in their life. By pretending it was merely infatuation, they betrayed not just you but also themselves, burying feelings that continue to linger and, in your absence, grow even stronger. Now, as they sit with these emotions, they begin to grasp the depth of your significance in their life. They understand that the peace they find in thoughts of you is irreplaceable, a comfort that transcends explanation, a quiet reminder of the love and understanding you shared. In these reflective moments, they likely wonder if they will ever have the chance to feel that connection again. Perhaps, in the stillness, they long for the courage to reveal their true feelings. They dream of embracing the bond they once tried so hard to deny, of stepping beyond their fears to rebuild what was lost. And in those fleeting moments of hope, they hold on to the possibility of being close to you once more, cherishing the thought of rekindling a connection that remains uniquely beautiful, even through the distance. Deep within you lies a profound sense of stillness, a tranquility that is both vast and deep. This stillness is not empty but filled with unconditional love, flowing freely and without boundaries. This love resides not only within you but also within your significant other, creating a shared experience and a bond that deeply connects you both. However, there are moments when this connection feels stretched to its limits. For some, the longing for your partner becomes so intense and profound that it is difficult to focus on your own well-being. Your mind, instead of being centered on your own needs and desires, is consumed by thoughts of them, as if they have become the center of your universe, the point around which all your thoughts and emotions revolve. Interestingly, this emotional struggle is not one-sided. Your partner is experiencing the same turmoil. Both of you are feeling a powerful desire to reconnect, not only emotionally but also on a sensual level. The energy between you is intense, a tangible force that draws you together. However, your partner is still in the process of healing, working through the wounds life has left behind. The universe, with its infinite wisdom,